Hello, day 5. Hope you're all having a good weekend. Alright, so our first set of data, let's go throw that into, that's not what I wanted to go to, let's go throw that in here. Okay. Hydrothermal vents. Tend to form in lines. Submarine helpfully produces a list of nearby lines of vents. Each side of vents is given a line segment. X1, Y1, X2, Y2, X1, Y1 are coordinates. One end, X2, Y2 the other end. Okay. Line segments include the points at both ends. Makes sense. For now, only consider horizontal and vertical lines. For now. So the horizontal, by the way, this is like battleship. It's like a battleship word. All right. So yep, there's our diagram. Sure. This position shows the number of lines covered, blah, blah, blah. No line covers a point. Top left pair of ones, for example, comes from 2, 2 to 2, 1, the very bottom row, formed by the overlapping lines. Okay, to avoid the most dangerous areas, you need to determine the number of points where at least 2 lines overlap. These 2 lines overlap. In the above example, this is anywhere in the diagram with a 2 or larger, a total of 5 points. Consider only horizontal and vertical lines. How many points do at least 2 lines overlap? Okay. So in essence, everything that's going to be read here is goes like the gaps have to be even. Or they have to be, well, this is kind of interesting, 80 to 08. That doesn't sound like it follows their rules at all. That is 55 to 82, although that's a diagonal line. Okay. All right, so we need to read all of these in. We need to find the extents of the map that we're interested in. Then for every one of these, we need to basically say, hey, if you're horizontal or vertical, we only have to go in one direction. But if you're diagonal like this is diagonal, right? Then we're going to have to mark you diagonally. Okay, sure. Okay. So what we want to do is every one of these is in this kind of form, right? Looks like this. Okay, so I want to parse all of these. Let's do the board. You're going to be a new... probably the easiest way to do this would be a dictionary where your key is 2 ints and your value is an int. Right? And then we want to read this board and we want to say for each var row in data. Let's see. So we're going to do... looks kind of like yeah, okay. What we'll do is we'll do pieces. It's going to be row split. We'll split you on spaces, right? And then the left-hand side is going to be pieces split on commas. That's a good point, right? There should be spaces. On the right-hand side, this is going to be pieces sub 0 split there, pieces sub 2 split on commas, right? And so left and right are 2 ints. These are 2 strings, right? So that's fine. So for each of these, we're going to do a select int parse of x, right? Select x, int parse of x, And we'll two-array these just so they're nice and easy. So those should all be basically left and right. Okay, so let's see. Left increment is going to be, let's see now, we're going to say x increment. X increment is left sub-0 greater than right sub-0. You'll be, you're going to go down, all right? Otherwise, we're going to say left sub-0 less than right sub-0. You're going to go up, all right? You're going to go up. Otherwise, you're not going anywhere. And this whole thing also goes for y. And then we need to know exactly how far to go. So limit is going to be the int max, the math max, right? Of either left sub-0 minus right sub-0 or, let's see, math absolute of these, absolute of left sub-1 minus right sub-1 for 0, index is less than the limit, double plus index. What we want to do is we want to say for each one of these we want to mark a point in our board. So we're going to do board, let's see, if not, let's see, so our coordinates is going to be left sub-0, well, let's see, now we want x, right? So x is going to start in 0. Oh, these should have all been 1s for y. Right, and then y is going to be left sub-1. All right, so our coordinate is going to be x, y. X plus equals x inc. Y plus equals y inc. Okay. Let's throw some stuff on screen here. Starting at x, y. Let's see. Pencil right line mapping. Let's see, left 0, left 1, 2, right 0, right 1. All right. We don't need that, but what we're going to do is we're going to say mapping that. So that's our coordinate. So if not, board contains our coordinate. Let's see, how about board try get? We have a try get value, right? So if not, board try get value of coordinates out of our count. Actually, that's going to be set to a default, which should be fine, because the default will be 0. So what we're going to do then is we're going to say with count plus 1, right? Because we're going to say board at the coordinates count plus 1. Okay, so that should map all the points. All right, so we are going to map 0, 9 to 5, 9. So we probably need to go all the way through the limit. All right. So 0, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 8, 0 to, so 8, 0, 7, 1, 6, 2. Okay, so that worked how I thought. Okay, so our 2s are, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, it looks like we have 14 things that were bigger than 1. All right, I'm confused then. This is my data. So 0, 9 to 5, 9. So 0, 9 to 5, 9. Okay. 8, 0 to 0, 8. Does not look like they mapped these diagonals. Okay. So we want to skip the diagonals, right? If x inc is not equal to 0 and y inc is not equal to 0, does this mean we have to just basically say console right line skipping non-vertical horizontal line? Continue. So we skipped a bunch, right? So now we've got what? Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's what they said we should have is 5. Okay. Let's do this. We want to count the number of times this happens, right? So return, let's see, board values where x is greater than 1, count. That should give us 5, right? Okay, that gives us 5. Let's get our real puzzle input. Okay. Get this a big number. Hope it's right. Okay, looks good. Fortunately, considering, okay, now you also need to consider diagonal lines. Because of the limits of the hydrothermal mapping, the lines in the list will only have diagonal line exactly 45 degrees. Yep, considering all those, now produce this diagram. Okay, and that's when we had 12, so we had already done this. So what we really want is, this is to calculate the board, right? Let's see. Dictionary. Let's see. Now we'll just do long calculate the board. Right? And what we need here is bool do diagonal. So we want this return calculate board for do diagonal of false. And then U will be calculate board of do diagonal true. And then that's this. So if that's true and not do diagonal, then we continue. And then at the very end, we need to return that. Okay, let's go back to our old data and run this. We should get 5 and 12, right? 5 and 12, very good. Now let's go to our final data, get a big giant number, and submit it. Very good. 408 on the leaderboard. That is substantially better than yesterday. 1046 is about average for me. This was a rough one. Don't want to talk about that one. Actually, it only took me 6 minutes. I just guess everyone else is a lot faster than me on that one. All right, how are we doing, everybody? Only one in the DigiChaos group so far. And looks like I'm number 3 in the work group. All right, pretty good. Not so bad. You sort of anticipated what the second half was going to be by reading the first half and saying, hey, definitely don't care about diagonals yet. Sure. All right. Anyway, see you all tomorrow.